I do have with me now Geoffrey Thomas, who's aviation editor with the Australian Aviation magazine. Hello, Geoffrey.
Greetings, Genevieve. How are you?
I'm very well. Have you come across such a passionate and articulate 10-year-old aviation fan before?
Oh, she's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it's really wonderful that such a young person is so passionate about what is something that happened in the 1950s. And, good on her, and there should be more of it. And I think she's to be applauded. And I think Canberra Airport could well rename itself the David Warren Airport. In fact, just to put the record straight, Qantas has named one of its A380s David Warren after the inventor of the black box, which, of course, most listeners will probably understand there's actually two black boxes and they're both actually orange. But aside from that, it's a wonderful, wonderful invention, and some incredibly valuable lessons have been learnt from it, which is highlighted in that series Air Crash Investigation. And it was a giant step forward for the airline industry.
So this has been a really very significant role, but I think actually probably that Eva's right. Many Australians are a little unaware of just how meaningful David Warren's role in international aviation has been.
Well, yes, and also it'd be interesting, particularly for Canberra Airport, to be renamed David Warren, because it would remind politicians in this country of how many incredible ideas come out of Australia, and how they should put more funds into research and R&D with the CSIRO and whatnot, and really push the fact that we should become the smart country.
Well, +1 for Australian innovation. Geoffrey, how are airports actually named? Who makes those choices?
Well, really, these days, I mean, they're private companies. I mean, they are, of course, on federal land, and they're on long-term leases, 99 years in most cases. So, in actual fact, it's probably a combination of the private company who owns the airport or runs the airport, and they would also have to consult with the federal government because it is actually Commonwealth land. And the airport will eventually be handed back to the Commonwealth. So it would probably have to be both parties would be involved, but I can't see any reason why great aviators or great people in the industry can't be acknowledged in that way.
Now, Kingston Smith obviously comes to mind. Are there other airports honouring a significant Australian?
Well, not that I'm aware of, and you now got me scratching my head. I'm not aware of any, but certainly we name a lot of roads around airports after different people who have been involved in the industry, and there's quite a few examples of that. But certainly, we should be honouring some of more of our aviators who really have been extraordinary pioneers, not just in Australia but globally.
Who else do you think might merit that honour? Who else's name comes up?
Sir Reginald Ansett was a fantastic pioneer. And of course we have Nancy Bird Walton, whose name also appears on one of Qantas's A380s. And so, yeah, there are quite a lot of people who have done some amazing things, and Bert Hinkler is another one. I think his name is also on a Qantas A380. Qantas has done the right thing by acknowledging some of these great pioneers, but certainly to have their name up in lights at an international terminal would be wonderful as well.
Well, and I think that's the thought, that if we do end up having an international terminal here in Canberra, and certainly there are very big plans for it to be a freight hub in any case, that this might be a fantastic opportunity. Look, I'm so impressed with Eva. I'm so impressed with how well-spoken and thoughtful and bright she is.
She'll probably be an airline CEO.
I sort of, often when you have children on radio, it's a little bit of a punt, and you have someone who's a little shy, who's not able to sort of express themselves much beyond yes or no. But I must say, when I got off the phone with Eva, I thought, wow, that's an impressive future.
Very articulate, very focused, and she knows what she wants. So
absolutely. Well, great to talk to you, Geoffrey, and thanks for your input.
Pleasure, Genevieve.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Geoffrey Thomas, the aviation editor with Australian Aviation magazine, giving it the thumbs up from his point of view. He thinks that it's a terrific idea to name the Canberra airport after David Warren, who is the inventor of the black box. And in fact, if you go to change.org, then you can see Eva's petition right up at the very top of the petitions at the moment, 1,892 supporters. And as Geoffrey pointed out, the black boxes are actually orange, and you can see a photograph of a black box, an orange box, being rescued from an air crash